All right, you guys want to talk about David Dobrik? Look, I know some of you don't like hearing about this, but I do feel this is important, and you guys are going to enjoy this because it's so crazy.
You know, to begin with, even I didn't really think I cared enough about David Dobrik's story.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I learn about it, I just really am surprised that no one is talking about it like in a serious way. This is a serious situation.
It's super serious. And what's fascinating to me is his ability to just ignore. It's like that.
I would feel like if that happened to me, I would have to just like go bury myself in a just end it. Like
or
there's
at least
no
acknowledge it like right away. But he's like Shaggy, wasn't me. I saw you in the bathroom, wasn't me. That's David right now.
Yeah.
No matter how a girl, there's some joke. How guilty you look.
Like
denied.
The person that was in the situation
on video
is saying he was assaulted, saying it was so bad to him he had to move states. Like how are we just gonna brush over that point that he had to move?
And wait till you see this video I have for you today, because this for me puts it all in perspective. But until then, I was watching his new episode of Views because like I was.
This is the wrong video that you're setting up. This is the comment section.
Yeah, this is what. Yeah. Okay. He's been filtering comments out because I was looking through his comments. Like I saw on TikTok, all the top comments were like, "When are you going to respond to this thing?" And I was like, "Oh wow, so people are aware of this."
Mm-hmm.
And that went back 20 minutes later, they're all gone.
Mm.
Then I went to his YouTube, and there was like literally nothing about it. And I was like, wow, that's so weird. So we did some tests to see what keywords
But
he's
to
blocking.
be fair, it is hard sometimes to say. People throw that accusation very freely when
We
a lot of
tested
times, I know, I just want
Yeah.
to say that a lot of times YouTube just mixes up the comments all the time, so people will think
That's true.
everyone is deleting comments. Like
People say that to
People
us.
say
like,
that
and by the way,
everything all the
it's
time.
like,
it
we haven't fucking
frustrates me.
touched it.
I just
so
want to
much.
acknowledge that, that is another side of that, and it gets thrown away all the time
Very
at
true.
everyone.
Well, the other thing that happens is top comments on YouTube are always, or not, but a lot of times YouTube like rotates them.
Yes.
So if there's a big top, but so people always accuse you of. So what we did to make absolute sure is that we first of all would put something on his channel and see if it would get through. If is enough. Oh, like this, yeah. If it did not go through, then we would go to our channel where we know it's not being filtered and see if it would go through. Because sometimes,
How do you know if it went through?
well, here because it shows, right, AB. You can see it in the chat. If it doesn't go through, you can't see it in the chat when you refresh.
Right. And I double checked on a separate account.
Yep, you can always see it yourself. So what you do? That was sorry,
Just
babe.
waiting for it.
You know that's what Trisha is saying. Now. Oh man, that's so fucking funny.
He's got his finger on the trigger at all times.
Zach, you were coming
Just
into
like
it. You are the
AB's
star.
voice, boom.
That's kind of the way to do it, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it's funny.
wow, Zach, amazing. So what you do is, first, okay, let's say I want to see if Kiss, for example, is blocked. So I will
Yeah.
go and write Kiss. Now you see it from your own account. So you would switch to a different account, sort by new, and if it's not there, then it means it's blocked. Sometimes YouTube blocks itself, right? Through their own automated, filter. So then you go to my channel, the podcast channel, type Kiss, switch accounts, it's there. That means he definitely has it blocked. So he has blocked Kiss and Kissing.
I wouldn't say definitely, but I would say most likely.
I would say, okay, so very, very, I mean,
There's no 100% proof, but,
it's
most
high
likely.
up there. It's very high up there. So he's blocked Kiss and Kissing. We've proven that, right?
You guys came in here. We were going to do this whole
The SA, I don't even want to say it. Don't even show it. SA, you guys know, is also blocked.
bit because you guys walked in with a security guard.
I'm going to mute it. So that is blocked.
I can't not show it.
It's fine. It's fine. Just don't say it. SA. And when test... Yeah, so SA, when posted on ours, was not removed, interestingly. You know what I mean? So he is filtering out comments. Very sly, of course. Now, here's where it gets really wild. You guys, I'm just going to play this video and you watch it. This is candid take from his podcast after the prank took place. You guys just watch this. It's 5 minutes long, but I swear to God, it's worth every single second. So let's listen. You know what? I don't want to show that image of them. I don't want to do that. I need something else to show.
You want to
Just open another window and put it over it. You know?
Here, I'll just do it like this.
Oh, let's talk about this. What really made me happy.
What?
Today, we pulled a prank on my friend Seth.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, yeah. And now you can talk about it.
It's probably the best prank I've ever pulled on anyone, in my opinion. We have this scary mask that we've been pranking people with, and it's just a scary mask, and everyone knows that it's a mask. And I told Seth, hey man, I want to do this bit. It's like a dream sequence where you make out with the mask guy, and it just looks like you're dreaming and you're making out with an old man, because the mask makes you look like an old man. And I'm like, Corinna's going to be in it, and Corinna's a girl in my vlogs, and he thinks Corinna's really attractive. So
Corinna's kind of like the hot girl in David's vlogs.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I'm totally down. And I'm like, yeah, Seth, just don't hold back. You can make out as much as you want, have as much tongue as you want. Just keep kissing her.
So this part is really interesting to me because he explicitly explains how he misled him.
He's totally confirming everything we know.
Even in greater detail, because because when you watch the video, you go, why are they making out so hard?
Yeah.
He explicitly instructed him to kiss hard.
And he's saying it's a girl that he thought was attractive.
Yeah.
Like, so clearly he was interested.
Exactly.
What Seth didn't know is that I replaced Corinna with Jason. So Jason was under the mask.
Jason, what is wrong with you, bro?
Let's watch. Let's watch.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna play it. I'm playing it.
And everyone in the room's like, this isn't gonna work.
Everyone doubted you. Yeah, yeah.
Everyone,
yeah.
Brandon, Corinna, like, this isn't gonna work. This is stupid.
Because of the size difference.
Because of the size
about
difference.
6 feet, and Corinna's about 5'6".
And then
Sorry, I got to pause because that's another important point to call out. Is because a lot of people's evidence that it's fake is because how could he not notice the size difference? And so he explicitly says, this is something we were worried about, yet it still worked. Again.
It starts going, and Seth is there sitting on the couch. Jason walks in as Corinna. He's not speaking, obviously. Sits next to her. Seth leans in, and as he's leaning in, I'm like, fuck yeah, I got it. It's game over. It's in the bag.
I sit down, I put my hand on Seth's knee, and I put my hand behind his back and start rubbing his back and squeezing his knee. And then he
just leans in and just goes at it.
I slip him the tongue first.
Okay, very incriminating moment.
It's so gross to think about when you know how Seth feels, you know, that he's been assaulted. It's really gross even listening.
Don't say that. Oh. So here is very incriminating. Jason says he slipped the tongue first and grabbed his knee. So Jason made the first move, which, by the way, what is wrong with you, dude? Okay.
With tongue, they start making out. And at this point, we're like 5 seconds in, and I'm like, this is it. This is what I wanted. I got what I wanted. I'm out. Like, we can end this. And I'm like, Seth, like, I'm ready to talk.
He's coming now. He's coming into my mouth with his tongue so hard.
You could tell his tongue is...
Did he grab my ass?
He grabbed your ass. He grabs Jason's ass because he thinks it's Corinna. At this point, the poor dude probably has a boner. And he's really making out with Jason. And I'm like, Seth. And I'm trying to get him to stop, but he thinks...
Hey, Jason, you know, you could stop it too.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
How could Jason subject him... I mean, first of all, Jason...
Let's keep playing.
Of the bit, and he keeps going for 25 seconds. Literally, I'm not over exaggerating. It's in the vlog. 25 seconds.
I'm sorry, I have to pause, but like he's like blaming Seth. You know, it's like he keeps going. It's like humiliating to him. Right. He keeps going. It's like you guys could have stopped at any time.
He thinks he's making out with this girl that he thinks is hot. So
and she's a willing participant, right? Like Jason is all in.
Why is it confusing to them that he kept going? And
making out with this guy, and I'm like, I literally, I think I looked up to the ceiling, and I'm like, God, what did I do to deserve such beauty?
And I'm sitting there going,
Again, I got to
Vinny
pause.
is the line.
What did I do to deserve? He looks up to the ceiling. I thought he was going to say something like, okay, this has gone too far. No, he goes, what did I do to deserve such beauty? Dude, I'm telling you, this clip is from another world. And just remember, a fan account posted this. Like, what, this morning or yesterday? Man, crazy.
David, call it, please. Please, just call it, David. Bring Corinna in. It's going on, and it is so aggressive. Like,
They're making out like super aggressive, and then I call Corinna into the room, and Corinna's standing right next to me, and then I'm like, Seth, and then Seth finally lets up after 25 seconds of making out with Jason, and he sees Corinna, and he just fucking loses it.
yeah, it was great.
It was my
And
favorite
you
thing.
can't fake that. You know,
It was just-
it wouldn't be something you could ever fake.
It was so perfect, and I feel so bad, and it's awful because poor guy had to go through that, and his friends are probably going to chew him out for that for the next like 3-5 years of his life.
Well,
Really important. I feel so bad, but thank you, God, for this joyous occasion. And I know, here's it. This
His life is going to be ruined for 3 to 5 years. But
so important. I know he's going to get shit for this for 3 to 5 years.
yeah.
I know. And then, meanwhile, he's plotting the next time he's going to do it again.
Seth tells that the homosexuality is not so accepted in where he comes from.
Seth's from
Okay, well, sorry.
Compton.
I'm sorry, it's just, let me go back.
Is not so accepted in where he comes from.
Seth's from Compton.
Dudes kissing dudes is not so accepted.
Seth's from Compton, so it's like the perfect, like
At least straight dudes kissing
it's literally
straight
the
dudes.
perfect setup. Like a guy from Compton, and I made him make out with another older man.
It's good for
25
Seth.
seconds.
It gets him some airtime, and
Seth was really
gets him.
Dude, this is so
It gets him
twisted, bro.
airtime.
This is so twisted.
What a way to justify it in your head. Like, yeah, it's going to ruin his life back in his community for 3 to 5 years, but he gets his airtime.
The fact that he knows, he's literally explaining in every way how and why it's so messed up what he did. He says, where he comes from, kissing other dudes is not acceptable. He's from Compton. I know that about him. Which does confirm that he did, because we know he specifically targeted him.
Yeah.
And I think this all but confirms he did it because he's black and he's from Compton. He literally just admit that.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't be a more perfect setup. A guy from Compton making out with an older guy.
Yeah.
Bragging about it. I mean, it's so... It's so sadistic, you know? And then to have done this and to do it again. Like, he's plotting to do it again. So here we go.
Initiated into the vlog.
He was as angry as he could have been, but he really couldn't because he was just like, okay, you.
Okay,
you
again,
got
he says he's as angry as he could have been.
me.
He handled it really well.
It was-
He gave it up. He was like, I don't know what to say. That was great.
100%. That had to be one of my favorite pranks. It just worked.
So about him being a good sport, I want to tell a little
God.
anecdote. I've been really deep into this true crime stuff, and there's one really interesting episode I saw. I think it was Dateline or something like that. A guy was friends with his neighbor, very close friends, straight guy, Christian guy. They were really close friends. Turns out his best friend, his neighbor, is a gay man. And so he goes on like Sally, Jesse, Raphael, or one of these trashy talk shows of the time. And he says, hey, and they tell the guy, you have a secret admirer. Do you want to come on the show? He says, sure. So he comes on the show, and it turns out his secret admirer is his best friend. His best friend who's gay, and he's in love with him. And this guy is from a super conservative family whose parents like are not down with that. And so anyway, he plays along with it. He plays along with it. He's like, oh man, you got me. It's so good, you know, because he's on television. He's shocked. He's in the moment. It's kind of natural to be like, Seth explained it in an interview. It's like you have two choices, you know,
Yeah.
either you throw hands or you just kind of just say, it's already done. I'm in the good graces of David. I'm just going to endure it, you know? And it's on camera, you know? And so back to the story. So the best friend he brought him on TV, humiliated him by coming out to him and he was insinuating that he thought he was gay and that he wanted to be with him. And it was the humiliation of doing it on TV that a few days later, when you watch the clip, it seems like it's all good. And he's like, nah, he's laughing and smiling. A few days later, he actually murders his best friend because he was so distraught. He was so troubled by what happened and how he was humiliated that he committed. So my point is that just because he's playing along and on camera doesn't mean anything.
No.
It still can be, and it clearly was for Seth, as he says, so traumatic. I just find it interesting that he acknowledges he couldn't have been more mad at the same time.
Right.
Ugh, it's so fucked up, dude. It's honestly, it's so fucked up.
When you had you told me Jack's hand was cut open because Heath was throwing dishes, and when I found out, I was like, shit, that was good. You got me.
Yeah. No, I love the making out pranks.
You gotta give it up when you give it up.
No, it was great. But yeah, that's all the time we have for today, guys. But yeah, let us know. Definitely tweet us about what you thought about the podcast. Let us know how much you hate us. Let us know how much Jason deserves in percentages.
Check out my vlog. Check out my YouTube channel.
Check out all of Jason's things.
Speed my kids. Watch my ads. Is that too much to say? Is that grubby?
Please come to Jason's house and give him money.
You know, I want to say to the people that do watch my YouTube channel, thank you so much.
I think that's it. So I feel like
it couldn't be any worse, really. That clip for David.
That clip is just, yeah. It's troubling. And then you top it all off with the fact that he went and did it again, and now after Seth is coming to terms with how traumatized he is by this, he's blocked him and refusing to acknowledge it.
Yeah. That is the biggest part for me. Is like, even after all this time, he still didn't have the personal development on himself, David, to understand what he did was wrong and try to make it better, try to fix something.
I think my take on David is that he's so on top of the world in so many ways that he's afraid, he doesn't care about doing the right thing. He just wants to do whatever gives him the best chance of maintaining his current status. And for him, I think he knows, or maybe suspects, I don't know what would happen. Probably be better if he acknowledged this as soon as Seth had a problem with it. Because now he's in this position where...
At any point, I mean... I don't know.
He's not at all concerned about what's right. He knows that he thinks if he acknowledges it in any way, then everybody's going to become aware of it. And then all of his partners and sponsors and all these huge things he's involved with are all of a sudden going to be like, wait a minute, I didn't know that you did this. So for him, it's like, I don't think he sees it as an option to even acknowledge it. Evidenced by the fact that he's deleting comments and stuff and blocking Seth's number. I mean, dude, you could have just talked to him on the phone, and he said he wouldn't even come on our podcast if you would have just answered his call. And by the way, I think Seth has a really good case for a lawsuit for what they did to him. For damages and for the trauma. Fuck it, I would sue him if I was Seth. I wouldn't even feel bad. Especially because he ignores him and refuses to talk to him and make it right. Your hairband is so cute.
Thank you.
I love you. You're the greatest ever. So beautiful.
Stop.
Stop!
Thank you.
Ay. It's crazy, man. It's like, and now on top of this with the David, with the new James Charles shit, which I'm going to talk about on Monday because it just came out and I want to look into it more. But these creators and these influencers cannot stop this madness. Just stop the madness. Essays.
I don't know. It's really weird for me. How did they not
Be careful
just...
what you say. Essay.
Gotcha. I didn't. I thought you were saying essay.
No, I know it's confusing. S-A, the letter S, the letter
Do
A.
people understand why you're not saying it?
Yeah, because I don't want to get my whole fucking channel deleted.
Okay. I just can't understand people who don't care about other people. I don't know. Like, are they just don't have that capability? They just don't care. Because I feel like we've been through some things. We didn't always do the right thing, but we would always immediately try to
I think on one hand he was very young.
Try to do whatever we can to fix things. Like, how do you not? I don't know.
I think David just has like dude. I honestly don't know. I think he just has too much to lose, and he's like super scared.
Even then.
But ultimately, you have to do the right thing.
Yeah. If you don't, I mean.
But him ignoring this, I feel like, is going to make it worse and worse.
It is. In my head, it's only getting worse and worse. Why are you ignoring this? This is a really serious situation.
I feel like this video clip actually now makes it so much more urgent and messed up. Mm-hmm. It's like proof that he did it because he's black. Proof that he knew it was messed up, that he was not happy about it, that it was real. And then that he went and did it a second. I don't know, bro. It's a lot. It's seriously just it's a lot to handle.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's going on the anti-bowling tour. In context of all this, which is funny because even besides Seth, you have Big Nick who left for being bullied. Basically, Here he is. No Place for Hate virtual high school tour. National tour dedicated to promoting bullying prevention. Featuring David Dobrik.
For those of you guys who found the vlog to be offensive, I'm sorry you did. For those of you who didn't find it to be offensive, I'm sorry they did.
The perfect apology for the... You better take that on tour, that kind of apology. His vlogs are literally him bullying people. Like, that's the whole premise of his vlogs. I mean, they say it's just jokes and stuff and they're all in on it, but that's literally the premise. Even if you take it at face value and say there's no victims, which we know there's not, that's the premise, is that.
Yeah.
He's like the cool kid bully.
Wake up.
Wake
up.
It's so wild, bro. Can I say about David?
No.
Okay. I've always disliked the tongue thing. I just can put that out there now that we're on this topic. The tongue thing has always driven me crazy. Why he got to always smile with his tongue out? You always got to smile with his tongue out. Keep the tongue in your mouth, please. I'm begging you. Dude, look at you didn't notice? His tongue is always sticking out like he thinks it's so cute. And it's not like I think I heard him talk about it. Yeah.
It's always.
It's not like a medical thing, by the way. I think I heard him explain it, so I'm not making fun of something he can't control. He literally just thinks it's cute. He's tongue out guy. Can we stop the tongue out, please?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, it's... Whoa, my what's happening to my laptop?
What's happening?
Wait, do you see that?
No.
Why is it doing that?
Everything seems fine on the screen.
No, the document was scrolling.
You find me a
fast.
picture of him smiling without his tongue out. Look. 1, 2.
All right,
3.
you're going off topic here.
It's the tongue out guy. Put the tongue in.
You can smile however
Here
he
you go.
wants.
Oh, there you go. Well, he's not smiling, though. In that one. Oh, that one's a little bit of
You even here, you see his tongue peeking out? Why you guys keep the tongue in, bruh. Burn.
It's not quite soy face, but it's like it's soy face.
Soy face?
Soy face adjacent, for sure.
Like, this is a lot. It's fully sticking out of his mouth.
This is almond milk face.
I'm just gonna do that to you all the time now.
How do you even smile like that? Oh, like that? That's good. It doesn't make me cute. You look cute. Let me see tongue out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that doesn't bother
Just
people.
a puppy.
I don't know how that doesn't bother people. Like, I've always been like, dude, stop with the tongue out. 'Cause he's always. I know this is beside the point, but since we're on the topic, I just want to.
Beside the point. We're talking about essays here.
I'm basically just bowling him
College
at this
essays.
point. Oh, look, it's us.
Oh, look.
Tongue out. Tongue out. I'm just telling you, tongue out. All right, I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to be David Dobrik's tongue and get out of this topic. Keemstar. So Philly D finally covered it after I called him a coward, which I take no pleasure in, by the way. But he could have covered this story 2 weeks ago, but it worked, right? So shout out to Philly D. Shout out to his family.
To his family, yeah.
Shout out to his family.
What else you got on the agenda?
Keemstar, of course, who's known, he really cares about it. He says, should I cover, again, he's avoiding this because it's about our interview, but he says, should I cover this David Dobrik, Jason Nash 2017 kissing prank? Some are calling. It's like, bro, it's not something, it's on video.
The guy who goes immediately to our allegations.
What?
Very important.
This is the guy who just throws our allegations with like no sliver of anything. All of a sudden, he's not sure if to even cover the story.
Gotta be sure.
And he's gotta ask on Twitter.
By the way, somehow
That's fucked up.
Somehow the majority said they don't want it, which to me is
because
odd.
it's like the Keem cult. It's like the fact that he's already asking, he's already letting you know he doesn't care about the story.
And also there's no context, because if you don't know what it is, you're like, oh, it's just from 2017. It's a prank. Like, who cares?
He's so manipulative. It's the way he phrased it. It's like most of the people are going to say no.
He's such a dude. Like, I literally can't.
No, I'm not a good person.
Right. Yeah, that is clear.